Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. In this video, I'm going to talk and walk you through which is a new add-on, or I would say a new release from Microsoft. It's all about Windows 11, right? So it's a Windows 11 25 H2 version, which is available to install and deploy across the devices using Intune, right? That is what I'm going to show you and walk you through as well, right? So by creating a policy, I'm going to show you how we can go ahead and deploy it across, and that policy is going to be delivered to the devices. And it is also very important to know and make sure there are different devices which are eligible and available for the operating system to pick up and install that respective version, right? Otherwise, if device itself is not capable enough or device requirements are not meeting, then probably the installation is not going to happen and that's going to fail, right? So I'm not going to get into that detail, but I'm going to definitely talk about what are the known issues, what are the notifications, and what are the different release dates and everything together, right? And also going to walk you through some of the guides that you must know and you should do for your preparation and planning as well, right? So let's go ahead and go through it. Let me share my screen quickly and I'll walk you through one by one, and then I'll show you by creating policy how we can go ahead and do that and deploy that policy. All right. All right. So I'm here at Intune portal, right? And I'm not going to show you policy now. That's going to be the later part. But starting from what's new in Windows 11.25 H2 version, right? So this is the publicly document available, and you should definitely go through it, understand it. What are the servicing timelines for Pro and Enterprise version of Windows 11.25 H2, right? And then that's how it is going to be letting you know. Also, you should be able to do that, right? Just a minute here, quickly. I'll just reshare my screen. All right. All right. Let me share it again. All right. Yep. So starting from the servicing timelines of Windows 11.25 H2, you can see Pro version is serviced for 24 months and the enterprise is going to be for 36 months, right? Also, you should go through the whole documents and you should understand features no longer under temporary enterprise controls. So you can understand by going through this one and what is available, what is going to be, right? Including features unique to Copilot Plus PCs in 25H2, and then on other features, right? So this is going to be the one which you will get an understanding and clarity, right? And it is not something every organization is going to use all those features, but definitely those are something you must know and you should go through it and understand it better way, right? So that's going to be helping you out for decision to go ahead and roll it out either for whole organization, or you wanted to test it for a batch of users or group of people, and then you are going to look at around everything. And maybe there are situations and scenarios, some of the companies are still doing the customized operating system or customized imaging, right? They do also all of that stuff, and then they are going to deploy it, right? So for that, definitely it's going to help and understand if there are dependencies on different feature sets, and if we are customizing them, then what are the impacts, right? There could be those impacts, right? So that is why this is going to be very important to know and understand as well. The next is to download that if in case we wanted to download and test it. So this is the page where from where we can download Assistant and then install it on a respective machine. Of course, the respective machine should be eligible for operating system to install, because if the device itself does not have enough capacity, including CPU, RAM, and storage capacity, along with the TPM versions as well. And if not, then it is not going to work. And if it has appropriate hardware capacity, then it's going to be eligible and you can go ahead and install that one. Also, you can create installation media, right? And then that can be utilized for that as well. And you can install this iOS image as well, right? So which is available, of course, for multi-edition iOS for 64-bit devices, and that's also available. And you can go ahead and make use of that too, right? So these are the different options when it comes to downloading, deploying, and testing, right? And that is going to be the straightforward as well, right? The next one is Windows 25 S2 version known issues and notifications, right? So this is very important. And why important? Because definitely as an organization or as an IT pro or IT team who would definitely would wanted to see and understand what are the known issues, what are the notifications, and are we really ready and prepared for this to go ahead and deploy it across the organization, right? And this known issues page is going to give us the complete details and clarity how it is going to help us or whether we are ready to go ahead and deploy. And if yes, then we should be ready to test and then we can make it across the organization. If not, then what are those known issues which might be blocking systems, users, and business in short, right? And if that is the case, then probably we should not go ahead now, but definitely we should keep testing and looking for, because until and unless we don't go ahead and test it, we won't know or we won't come to know what is happening there, right? And that is why we should look into this as well and understand known issues and then take the appropriate steps, starting from testing and then make sure we are going to roll it out, right? So you can see there are different months or month-wise known issues that were uh, put together over here, and also you can put your questions or anything across Microsoft community, and you can reach out to Microsoft support as well if in case that is the case to get the details and help on it, right? So that is also available here, right? So that's something we can go ahead and take help from. And there is a blog which was written by the respective team from Microsoft side for this one, and you can go through this and understand it how you can move from 11.24 S2 to 25 S2 version, right? What are the prerequisites and all of that stuff together. So these are the different editions starting from Windows 11 Enterprise, Multi-Session, Education, IoT, and then Pro Education, Pro for Workstations, and Home. So you can see the life cycle of each of those 36 months from a release date, which is for Enterprise 11 and for all of those. And for Pro versions, it's a 24 months from the release date, right? So this is what how it is going to be, and that is the way you can go ahead and make the planning and start deploying or testing it, right? So this is a pretty straightforward document as well to go ahead and learn and understand what it is going to be and basically how you can go ahead and deploy it, right? So that's how it is going to be. And you can see moving from this earlier version to 25 H2, and it says that since version this do not share same service branch as 25 H2, the simple updates via EKB is not possible. The normal feature update possible process is best option. Use Windows updates or Windows auto patch, right? So either this or that can help be, right, will be helpful as well, right? And for 10 devices or for 11 devices that you are going to deploy, first upgrade to 11, this one, and then make the transition to this one as it's simple and quick as possible when it is possible and it is upgraded to 24 H2, right? So from 20 to 2023 or Windows 10 to Windows 11, there's one step which is going to be 24 H2, and then you can move ahead from there to 25 H2, right? So that's how it is going to be, and we cannot directly move to the 25 H2, right? So that is how it is going to be there as well, right? So these are the different documents I have shown in this one because that's also very important, and make sure you understand it clearly. What is it, what is needed, what is not needed, and how you are going to plan for deployment or maybe for testing itself. But still, you should have good understanding and should know about it. right? So now let's jump onto the Intune portal and I'll show you how we can create a feature update policy and deploy it across, right? So I'm here on Intune portal and let's jump onto the devices and then let's go back or scroll down here and click on Windows updates. And from here, it is going to be pretty straightforward and easy as well. So let's give it a minute. I think it's just taking time. Let me refresh it quickly. So it should be available for us too. Let me cross this. Perfect. So this is open. Click on feature updates over here and let's go ahead and create one. So you can see that on this policy itself, on the first page itself, you can see this Windows 11 version 25 S2 is showing up, right? And then the previous version, including 24, 23, 22, or 10, 11, right? So this is the one which we need to select, and I'll just simply give it a name, something like Windows 11 version 25 H2. So I'm just giving some random name, but definitely when it comes to the actual production deployment, definitely we should give it an appropriate name and description as well so that we can understand it better way. And anyone across the teams and people who are going to either work or they should be aware about, then we should definitely give it a meaningful details over there, right? And once we select the appropriate version over here, then you can select the options. Now you can see these remaining two options are grayed out here because of there is no appropriate license for this tenant, and that is why there is or those options are grayed out, right? So that is why the first option is selected by default. And similarly on the rollout options as well, the last option is not available here because of the licensing capability or the licensing capacity is not available in this tenant itself, right? And that is why it is not showing up. But definitely when you have appropriate licensing, appropriate capability for the tenant, definitely is going to give you all the different options available here, which are showing up as a grayed out for now. Those would be available and those are going to be uh, possible for you to make ahead, right? So now the policy is ready and I'll simply keep these options as default for now and we should be ready to go ahead. So click next. Scope tags, you can add anything if you have or if you wanted to scope it for testing purpose. And then once you are ready, or maybe you wanted to deploy it on a group of devices or a kind of pilot group that you wanted to go ahead and deploy. So you can create a such scoping tags and then you can assign it to. Click next for the assignment. So from here, you can assign to the respective groups and exclude any groups if you wanted to as well. So that's on a broader level, but definitely you can go ahead and do that. And once you do that, the next is just to review the configurations or complete policy. And once reviewed, you should be ready to go ahead and create this policy. So this policy is going to be created, and once it is created, so it's here, right? So once it is done, you can see the policy deployment status is in progress and support end date, right? So support end date is also going to show up over here. And it is showing for all the other different policies for the respective operating system versions that we have selected. For example, Windows 11 24 H2, 23 H2, and you can see now I have selected 24 H2 for these both policies, right? So you can see the respective date and time is also showing up there, right? If you are not sure or you don't want to keep it, you can simply click on three dots ellipse and hit that delete button over there. So that should be cleaning up the policy. So it's going to delete the policy whole itself, right? So yep, that is what I wanted to show you and talk about it. And this is going to be pretty straightforward and important as well, right? So make sure you do it appropriately. And before doing that, go through all of these documents and understand what is there, what is not there, how you can go ahead and test it, deploy it, and make it broader way, right? So, yep, that is what I wanted to talk and show you, and hope you learned something new. Let me know if you have any questions, any doubts, and I'd be happy to answer and collaborate on anything that you might have. And don't forget to like this video, share it to your friends, and subscribe to the channel as well. Right. So that's all for this one. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.